What does it mean to have an ethical life? Well, for me, to have an ethical life is to have some virtues, to be honored, to respect, to tell the truth. It's something that you need to personally decide. It's not what others think, it's what you think it is. For me, to have an ethical life, it's always the same. To respect, to be as a family, also to be honest. Now, it's not the same for all of us, but for me, that it is. That same thing always, it never changes. For me, I can describe it as a triangle. First, at the center is always family. Then it's love, what you want in life. And then for some it's money, but for me, money doesn't mean anything. For people, it can be as a triangle. For me, I just describe it as life. They are just words. Wrong, corruption, duty. It's like something we really need. It's not nothing that is going to affect us, but it's something that we need always in our life to live a happy life. For me, to be ethical is one of the most important things in life and something that I always have to have in my life. So I need to be ethical is to be happy for me. Now, then comes the part, the virtues. Well, this is the part when you have your moral values, like love, sacrifice, selfness, worship, dependability, gratitude, beauty, faith, selflessness, and justice, and many other things. Well, for me, these are the values that every person needs to have, not only to be happy, but to be a person, to be a human being. Virtues are something that every person needs to have, but also there's a level. I believe that for some things there's in betweenness, like for foolish and arrogant there's prudence, for selfishness and selfless there's justice, for weak and overpowering there's fortitude. There's always something in the middle for all the things we care about. This theory for there's always something in the middle is one of the most that I really like. There's not always going to be like a decision I'll take, like I'm gonna be selfish because I'm going to do this, or I'm just going to be myself, I don't care about something. Or like some others like cowardice and foolhardiness. There's always going to be something in the middle. There are decisions that you need to take. So for your life, if you don't want to be happy like every person likes to be, then we have to think about our decisions. Sometimes we need to be very courageous, but sometimes we need to think all the consequences about this. So the theory that there's a virtue in the middle is correct for me. Well, the last thing is happiness. Happiness is something that everybody needs to have, but it may not be the same for everybody. For some people, it may be like, for example, sports, sleeping, listening to music. For some, it can be standing at the top of the world, like that man. Or for somebody like me, it can be eating. But happiness is something that you need to find in your life. It's not something that is comes with you already. For example, happiness for other people can be being as a family. But what do you think is happiness? Can it last forever? Can it not just for a second? Well, for me, happiness is something that you need to have in your life. If you are not happy, then life is nothing for you. Life has a purpose, and the purpose is to be happy. There's a difference between happiness and satisfaction. Happiness is being as a family together, and satisfaction is a whole nother thing. So what makes you happy is something that it will last. It will not be, it will be forever for some times, and for sometimes it will not. But if you're not happy, then you're not having neither an ethical, neither a virtual life. So to be happy, you need to have ethics and virtues, like I said before. Happiness is something that you need to find in your life, not something that is going to be in you for or premeditated, for example. It's not something that comes with me. It's something that you will need to find in your life. And if you don't find it, then I don't imagine life. For me, happiness is family, and it's something that I would like to preserve always. If I'm not as a family, my happiness is not the same. Happiness is something that it will not change for me, I think. It's not money that makes you happy, it's family, at least for me.